Time now to say hello to Alan Hahn. It's time for his Knicks Fix. And as always, we say hello to Alan downstairs in our Squarespace studio. Alan, against Detroit and Atlanta over the weekend, Mitchell Robinson was fantastic.
Dominant, you would say, and maybe a little fire was lit under him when he wasn't named to the Rising Stars Challenge game that's this weekend at All-Star Weekend in Chicago. He was all rookie last year, a selection, so for him, maybe he's got some proving to do, and maybe he's starting to do it. And he was dominant, as you mentioned, over this weekend. He had 15 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 3 steals in the double overtime loss against the Hawks. His paint presence and rebounding helped to get the win in Detroit. And Coach Mike Miller has been raving about Robinson's impact, and it's something the Knicks are hoping to see more to finish out this season. We have to remember he's 21 years old and only started developing as a basketball player just a few years ago when he had that growth spurt and it turned him into an NBA prospect. Now, despite being very raw, he's leading the NBA in field goal percentage, 72.8%, which is incredible. He's leading the league in offensive rating, 140.9, while ranking 3rd in block percentage, 7.7, and 5th in total blocks at 93. He's also 3rd, Bill, in dunks, 141 so far. We're showing several of them here. And that trails only Rudy Gobert and Giannis Antetokounmpo in the NBA. He's averaging 27 minutes a game also. So he's doing all that, and his minutes are under control, mainly because he's been in foul trouble, and even that's something he's getting better at. It's a focus of his throughout this season. So the first 29 games of the season, he's averaging 22 minutes a game and committing 3.6 fouls per game, and he fouled out 6 times. But over the last 21 games, he's averaging 23 minutes a game. His fouls per game average dropped to 2.9, and he's only had 1 game where he's fouled out. So that's what's impacting his minutes, and he's getting better at that point. But it didn't impact his ability to block shots. He's still averaging about the same 1.8 block shots per game over both spans. So for Mitchell Robinson, he continues to improve. It's steady, and also continues to prove himself around the league. And oh, by the way, when the trade deadline came around, word around the league was a lot of teams were interested in his availability, and the Knicks said, no way.
Robinson, of course, the Knicks' second-round pick in 2018. Their second-round pick last year, the 2019 draft, Iggy Brazdeikis, who Allen is really lighting things up in the G League right now.
Yeah, a lot of fans are always curious about the development of their young players on this team, and Iggy's been a player who the Knicks have taken advantage of the G League with him. He was a very intriguing second-round pick that they made last year out of Michigan, and you wanted to see, he had a good summer league. How would it translate? Look at the last 9 games with Westchester. He's emerging now as their top scorer, 26 a game, and look at the shooting performances, 52, 37. He's doing a nice job from the free throw line, too, at 79%. And this is all, by the way, you're seeing there, the 9 rebounds a game, the 5 assists. All of that is in 38 minutes per game. Now, he's played 19 games so far in the G League with Westchester, and his averages are 22.5 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game, shooting just under 50% and 35% from 3. So he's getting good experience down there. He's only appeared in 6 games so far with the Knicks, but the G League season ends at the end of March, and we'll see if Westchester can make a playoff push.
All right, Alan, now that the trade deadline has come and gone, one of the interesting stories and a very sad story, the fact that Isiah Thomas does not have a team to play for right now.
Yeah, not right now, and we'll see if he does end up somewhere. But what people have to understand is that the trade the Knicks made with the Clippers for Marcus Morris, the Wizards were involved in that trade, actually, and Isiah Thomas was sent to the Clippers as part of the deal. The Knicks did receive a 2018 second-round pick player, the draft rights to a player from Europe in the deal from Washington. But the bigger story is Isiah Thomas, and he went to the Clippers, and you thought, okay, well, maybe the Clippers want to keep him. No, they waived him. So right now he's without a team. And boy, has things changed for him since 2017 when he was an MVP candidate and he was an all-star. You think about this. Go from there, his second all-star appearance in as many seasons. He was averaging 29 a game, and he was up for a gigantic 5-year, $177 million max contract. But he played in the playoffs that year. He had a hip injury, played through it, and that cost him. So what happens is the Celtics trade him to Cleveland for Kyrie Irving. Later, he gets traded to the Lakers. They let him go. He signs with Denver. They let him go. He signs with Washington this year. Washington now trades him to the Clippers. And here he is, 3 years later, 31 years old, and he was proving he could play this year. He's averaging 12 points a game with the Wizards. And right now, he's without a team. Now, he's eligible to play in the playoffs if a playoff team does pick him up. Now we're waiting to see if there's a team out there that wants him. A lot of Celtics fans would love to see him return to Boston.